Hello, welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today is day number 28 of Scraptember. It is also the day that I scheduled my 1,000 subscribers celebration hop. I will have a video for that also on this channel so that you can pay a little more attention to that part of today. It is important to me that I celebrate having 1,000 subscribers because without my subscribers' help, I would not be where I am at today. And so I really do appreciate all of you for being here. So in accordance with that, I'm going to pop up my requirements for my hop because I am going to be doing the layout based upon that hop. Again, I will have another video talking about my hop, talking about the giveaway that I'm going to be having on my channel and how you can be in the giveaway and potentially win the special kit that I am creating out of stash. I'm not buying anything new, but it will be all brand new product in the giveaway. So let's go ahead and get started and talk about what I'm doing. First off, today's Scraptember prompt is stitching, and that is part of the requirements, the recipe I gave for my celebratory hop. The others were to use this mood board that Brandy Jo created for Counterfeit Kit Challenge blogs September inspiration kit, and I asked that you use something from the mood board. I asked that you do some sort of stitching. It could be faux stitching of any kind, stamping, doodled, whatever that you want to do. I would even say that embossing folders with stitching on them would work, or even dies with stitching on them would work. That's fine. And the other element I asked for you to use was to use your favorite color. My favorite color is blue, just about any shade of blue, but I'm especially partial to navy blue. And then there is a basil cardstock color that I adore, and so it ranks in my second favorite color, and it is called Parakeet, and it matches this piece of pattern paper. So I'm going to have both of those colors on this layout when I'm done, as well as the stitching and as well as some of the elements from the mood board. So I hope that you will stick around and watch this process video. I will have detailed shots at the end of the video showing you all about this this layout when I'm done completing it. This is a photo of my beautiful little girl Emily in August of 2016. It looks like we're making cookies, and I just snapped a photo of her randomly. Now that my kids have all grown up and moved out of the house, I am especially loving scrapbooking some of our older memories. It does not bother me that I am behind. If you watch my channel, you know that I am scrapbooking in 2016 most of the time, but I do skip around, and I do have more current photos in here, and maybe someday I'll show you how I organize my album so you can see how I maintain that organization and how I set up albums for a year to scrapbook. So here is the pieces from my counterfeit kit that I am using. I had Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Life in Bloom in the kit, as well as some Hip Kit product, including this pack of floral ephemera from Hip and Humble. I'm not sure which month that is. I have a couple packs from that, and I have some of the floral bits from Life in Bloom as well as the stickers and some phrase stickers. The alphabet is also from Hip and Humble, and these gold leafy bits are from Rosie Studio. They are also in my kit. They have actually been in a couple of kits. I think they were in my May kit as well, and I'm just, rather than putting them away, I'm trying to get them used up. So I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to stop and I'm going to get started with this. I will be right back. So I decided I would show you some hand stitching right here on camera. What you need is a piece of foam or cork, and sometimes you can get away with corrugated like box material from a box that you get in the mail. You need that to lay your whatever you're poking your holes into on top of it. You poke the holes with a paper piercer. Then you need some embroidery floss and a needle. And for the stitch, I will start in one hole, go back down through the hole before it, and then come back up through the third hole, coming back down through the second hole. That stitch is called a back stitch, and I tend to use that stitch most often on my layouts. Now, one of the things that I don't normally do that I'm doing here is I'm using washi tape to hold down the tail of my thread as I finish. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm trying to pull it away from the edge of that circle. A lot of times I just tuck it, but because this is circular, I knew that it was going to have some trouble with poking out, so I went ahead and taped it down with that washi tape. That roll of washi tape is one that I keep in that tape dispenser on my desktop for stuff like this. Alright, now that I have that circle completely stitched, I'm going to put some wet glue. I am using the Barely Art glue here, and I am putting that glue directly on top of those stitches. And apparently I was having trouble with that glue, so I switched to my Scotch tacky glue. I think my tip needed to be cleaned out, and so I switched to the tacky glue. I like both glues. I use both. I keep them both handy at all times. And so I am just going to put it right down in the middle of that wreath that is already pre-printed on this pattern paper. Next, I am going to go ahead and add my splatters now. Most of the time I add my splatters at the end of a video, not during the beginning, but in this case, I wanted to get some on there. I used Uncharted Mariner Distress Oxide Spray. This is Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide Spray. These are colors that I use quite often and tend to keep them pretty handy. In fact, in my new table, I have a drawer that is to the left that I keep my oxides and distress sprays in. Mostly I'm hiding them from myself because I'm trying to use up some of my old sprays. But for this layout, I wanted these particular colors. This one is Cracked Pistachio Distress Oxide Spray as well. I have discovered that the oxide sprays are my most favorite versus the regular distress sprays. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and mat this photo with a piece of navy blue scrap. That gets that navy blue color on there. That is my favorite, as well as the Uncharted Mariner is also technically a navy blue. Now, I did not have the digital file to this photo. If I had had the digital file to this photo, I would have reprinted it. This is one of those groove book photos that I absolutely do not like because they feel cheap, they're dark, they're thin, they're super glossy. But this is one of those photos from my iPhone that I did not have the digital file saved. Back when I was getting those groove books, I didn't know how to pull the photos off my iPhone. And so that is something, of course, that I have definitely learned since. So what I'm doing is I pulled all of those fabric flowers from Hip Kit, and those are the flowers that I am using on this layout. I decided to go with those because they're a little bit smaller than the flowers that actually came with Simple Vintage Life in Bloom. So I'm using only those, and then I pulled in those gold leaves from Rosie's Studios, and that is the second part of my recipe challenge that I have given you all for today. The other thing that I said was to use the mood board for Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog. I pulled the butterflies from the mood board and I'm using those on here. Also, this is my counterfeit kit for the month of September, so I guess that gets it with both. But anyway, so I put one of the puffy phrases, it says love this, down there, and I'm really trying to use up all 5 of those gold leafy bits, and I didn't do it on camera, but off camera when I was gluing things down, I scooched them around and got all 5 of the gold pieces on there, and so now those are completely gone from my stash, which makes me super happy. My title is going to be Bake With Me, and I'm moving it down now. These letters from Hip Kit stick very, very well. I am very pleased with those letters. I would absolutely love to have a second pack of those, but you can't just buy one bit of their kit. You have to buy a whole kit. And anyway, so I pulled out these thickers. They are different colors, and they actually match my counterfeit kit pretty well. They weren't in my counterfeit kit, but I wanted to put the words with me in a smaller font down below bake so that it would fit. The circle that I stitched on, I didn't want to do too much covering up of that stitching, and so I'm avoiding that at all costs. One of the things that I will do off camera is I will move those letters over so they're not hanging off the circle at all. So I almost forgot my button requirement in my recipe challenge for this layout. I got everything else on there. I've got my mood board item. I've got the florals and or the leaves. I've got my favorite color. I did not get the buttons on there. So I remembered that I had these beautiful decorative buttons. They're wooden, and I bought them on Amazon, and they were just really pretty, and I haven't used a whole lot of them, so I just pulled in a few of those here in the colors that are, as they match my kit as much as possible, and I'm using glue dots to glue those down. Also, I'm going to add in 2 of those shaped butterflies. Those are super, super pretty buttons. I think those are something that you probably wouldn't put on an item like so. If you made a shirt or something, you definitely wouldn't be using those to fasten a shirt closed. I think they would be hard to get through the buttonholes, but I'm going to add a couple of those butterflies here just because they're super pretty, and I wanted to make sure I got those on there. All right, I got this layout completely finished. I cannot believe I almost forgot to put buttons on my own layout. What? Anyway, I have some really beautiful decorative buttons in my stash, and I haven't really dug into those, so I made sure that I pulled those out because they had some colors that really matched this paper and this layout pretty well. I also pulled out 2 of the decorative butterfly buttons, and they are indeed buttons. They have holes in the back. I'm not sure that I would sew them on clothing or anything except for as a decoration, but I do love buttons and the texture that they provide to a project. So I hope that you really enjoyed this video. If you are new to my channel, I would really love to have you subscribe. You can click that button down below to subscribe. There's a bell down there. That bell will tell YouTube that you want to be notified when I put out new content. When I am not participating in a monthly hop like Scraptember, or in October we have 30 days of sketches, I will put out content between 2 and 3 times per week, and that you will get notified when I do. My videos typically go out in Premiere, which means you can see them listed, and it'll tell you when they're going to come out, and if you click on it as it's premiering, you'll get a countdown. So I don't know if that helps you guys tune in or what, but anyway, I really do appreciate all of you being here. Please check out that description box below my video. I have the Scraptember playlist down there. There are some amazing, wonderfully talented creators participating this month along with me, and I know that they appreciate your likes and comments and subscriptions if you haven't subscribed to their channel as much as I do. I will also link the video that I will create for my 1,000 subscriber hops featuring the kit that I'm going to be giving away to a US subscriber who follows the rules that I have going, and all of that information will be listed on that video. So go ahead and tune in to that. If you would like to win a kit, I'm only giving away one, but this is just celebrating the fact that I have 1,000 amazing subscribers, and it's an appreciation to all of you. I hope that you have a great rest of your Saturday. Bye.